We are going to touch on the top 5 JRPGs I think need to be remade in the same style and the same love and care as the Star Ocean Second Story R remake. I have been playing that game and I absolutely love it. I think the company Jrpg has done an amazing job taking a classic and making it even better than its original form. That to me is so hard to do, and that is what the true essence of what a remake should be. In this video, we're going to go over 5 JRPGs. I want to see if you guys agree that I believe should get the same love and care in a remake. Enough talk. Let's jump into the video. Now at number 1 I have Breath of Fire 2. Now this can be any Breath of Fire, but I am so surprised and shocked that Capcom themselves, the remake gods, I wonder if their remaking skills only applies to that of Resident Evil. However, Capcom is seriously good at remaking those games. However, for me, I would love to see them try their remaking skills on one of their JRPG, and what's better than their main JRPG franchise other than Breath of Fire. This game needs to come back from the ashes. It needs to be revived like the Phoenix. And I feel like Capcom should really give Breath of Fire, the series as a whole, another chance. Now I chose number 2 because number 2 had my favorite story and my favorite characters in it. And I even played this game on the Game Boy Advance. So it took me through a lot of difficult times. So I really appreciated playing Breath of Fire 2. Kat, Ryu, I love these characters in this particular game. So I would love to see any of the Breath of Fires, perhaps maybe not Dragon Quarter. I would love to see any of the original Breath of Fires remade and given a proper opportunity to stand out in this modern world of JRPGs that we are in. I really do feel like Capcom needs to revisit the Breath of Fire series, perhaps with the remake, to reintroduce everyone to this awesome but underrated JRPG series from Capcom. Yes, you see it clearly. Number 2 I have at Chrono Trigger. Now I don't know how honestly this has not happened yet, especially with this game's legacy in gaming and how much this game means to everyone. Sometimes things are better left alone. However, in this world of everything getting redone and everything getting remade and everything getting brought back, I still do find it particularly interesting that Chrono Trigger does not have a remake yet. Now, once again, Chrono Cross is more of my jam. However, I realize the impact and the significance of Chrono Trigger and how special it is to so many JRPG players and how much that it inspired the genre. And it was just this big, huge movement. And to this day, Chrono Trigger remains a pioneer in JRPGs. I mean, this game is still inspiring creators, it's still inspiring studios. Games like Sea of Stars are primarily and heavily based off of the legacy and the foundation that games like Chrono Trigger have created. So to me, it's easy money just being left on the table, seeing as how this remake has not happened yet. I don't know who's in charge, Square Enix, Nintendo, guys, get it together, make this easy money. Go ahead and remake Chrono Trigger, and honestly it would be great for me because maybe I'll get to experience the full essence and how great this game actually is. However, once again, maybe some things are better left alone. So what do you guys think? Do you think Chrono Trigger should be touched? Should it be left alone? Or should we just get a sequel to the Chrono series? Listen, Square Enix. Anyway. Now, okay guys, before you get mad at me, I threw this one in as a bonus somewhat for this topic. I know that the Suikoden HD remasters are coming out next year. However, I just wanted to talk about the what if. Honestly, I would have much preferred if the games had just been remade with the new technology and brought up to modern standards, just like the Star Ocean 2, the Second Story R was. And imagine how much better and how more modernized and optimized a Suikoden 2 would be, with certain quality of life features and things updated and just a attention to detail that only time and experience can give us. Honestly, me throwing this one in is more of a what if, because they are already making the remasters now, and I don't ever see anything that gets a remaster and a remake. However, I did just want to talk about the potential what if Suikoden 2 was actually just getting a remake instead of a remaster. You guys let me know if you think a remaster is enough for this game, or if you think a remake would have actually been better. Let me know in the comment section down below. Next is Tales of Fantasia. Now, with the increased profile of the Tales of series due to Tales of Arise, I want to see and go back to where it all began. This game paved the way for the Tales of series. It was the pioneer of the Tales of series, and it's the first game in the series. And honestly, I still think it's one of the best. Characters like Kless, Archie, Chester, yes, they may be a little by the book and anime tropey. However, this is where it all began. You can't get any better than that classic 90s style of animation and anime and JRPGs. That's where my heart is. And I feel like Fantasia deserves a bigger spotlight for its place that it has in this decade-old running series. You have to understand, the Tales of series spans decades, and it has a multitude and plethora of different games and titles in this long-running franchise. And honestly, what would be better than to use a remake on the pioneer, on the one that started it all? And I just think about it that if it was in the same vein of Star Ocean the Second Story R as well, with those beautiful 2.5D graphics in the background and updated sprites somewhat, having them just mesh and bounce off of each other, I think it would be absolutely amazing, and perhaps even a standout moment for the Tales of series once again, just like Arise was, if Fantasia got a proper and modern remake. I know you guys might not have saw this one coming, but now that I've got you thinking about it, you have to admit a Tales of Fantasia remake would be absolutely awesome. And I don't think it's a skill issue. Bandai Namco is definitely more than capable of making a proper and good remake. If you look at Tales of Destiny for the PS2 remake that came out, they did an absolutely phenomenal job on that game, and I really loved that remake. It was a great remake before the time that remakes were actually popular. So if any company can definitely pull out a good remake, it's still Bandai Namco for Tales of Fantasia. I don't know how many of us JRPG channels are going to have to ask for this game. Square Enix, give us Xenogears again. What are you guys waiting for? What is going on? This is one of the worst kept secrets of greatness I have ever seen. I have no idea why this game has not came back. I have no idea why this game has just been shelved. Xenogears is one of the most unique and best concepts of a JRPG that I have ever seen. This game has such a mature story, it has such a heavy hitting story, and it's one of those stories that just needs to be retold in the modern age because of how good it is. The way that the game can switch from the 2D style of JRPG play to the 3D style with the gears is just absolutely amazing, and I have not seen anything quite like it. Yes, there's Xenosaga, but we need the Xenogears to actually come back and get a remake. And when you're talking about remakes, this game is stuck in the past. It is stuck in the history books of video games. This game absolutely deserves a remake, and it deserves to come back. And I don't know why Square wants to act like this game doesn't exist. I don't know why Square doesn't want to touch this game with a stick. However, we're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep asking about it. This game had an amazing soundtrack, great stories, awesome characters, from the Gears gameplay to the character gameplay like traditional JRPGs. This game kind of had it all, and I want to see it come back, and I want to see it given the same attention to detail and love that Star Ocean the Second Story R got. Guys, could you imagine that if that actually happened, if it got the same treatment that Star Ocean got? Seeing as how this is all the same company, maybe there is some hope. But however, we need Xenogears to come back and get the remake treatment that Star Ocean the Second Story R got, because this game absolutely deserves it. What are you waiting for, Square Enix? And there you have it, guys. Those are just my top 5 that I think in the 2D style that should be remade like Star Ocean the Second Story R. Let me know if you agree, and let me know your top 5 that you would like to see in the same style of Star Ocean the Second Story R. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to hit the like button, comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.